Okay, here we are. I thought I would go ahead and keep going, see if we can find Bert crying. And finally get to the bottom of that shit.
What it seems happens is when you get to a certain level in your life, you take flying lessons. That's what it seems like happens. Are you taking flying lessons?
Yeah.
Of course you are. Right? And
Can I
was
try
like,
a chokehold on you?
No.
Just real quick?
No, absolutely not.
No, I won't do it all the way.
No, wait. What? Hang on. Are you taking jujitsu now?
So?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I've got some normal programming for you after a hectic week of trying a couple of new things. And just in case you were wondering, yes, I did change the logo. There seems to have been some confusion, but not to worry. It's the same channel with the same content, so you're in the...
This is podcast cringe. I'm going to let this, even though, like, fucking nobody gives a shit. Let's go ahead and jump forward, because this seems like a good video. This is perfect.
In this particular episode, the delusions got so strong that I was actually able to diagnose Tom and Bert and officially coin a new syndrome, which is related to the Dunning-Kruger effect, and I call it the two bears delusion. Now, as the name suggests, there are two main elements to this syndrome. So let's start with the first one.
Are you taking jujitsu and you're taking flying lessons?
I have a midlife crisis. I'm 44.
Holy. Wait, hold on. You're taking jujitsu.
Let me just try one on you. But you tap.
Hold on.
Bullshit. He's cheating. He's cheating, Christina.
What?
No, you're trying it out on someone who doesn't know how to defend himself.
That bald fuck is slinging dick, Christina. And Leanne, you know, you guys just move them out of the fucking way. You know, we could just have like a, you know, two fine bitches in one, you know, badass motherfucker, one cave.
Like, okay, you just tell me.
Hey.
Okay, all right. See, it's getting better.
God damn it.
Bert's heart rate hasn't been that high since he was in college. Anyway, let me set this up for you. I've always found it fascinating how Tom struggles with his identity, and in a way, we're actually kind of lucky to have so much footage of them in their natural habitat to fully understand their problems. You see, Tom's always had trouble admitting that he does the things he does and he is the way he is because he's simply rich. He likes to create excuses and externalize the responsibility for his lifestyle onto others. For example, whenever he's having a bad day or he's agitated or he's just generally in a bad mood, and maybe he abuses a TSA worker at the airport and goes on a 2-day Twitter rant trying to destroy her, or even when he casually abuses his audience for getting bored of his cars and his watches, he's very quick to have jiu-jitsu and taking flying lessons. He flies helicopters and takes rides in fighter jets with the Navy. He's got millions of dollars in cars and several houses, but it's not because he's rich, you see. No. That would be too simple. For Tom, it's a midlife crisis.
Wait, both your boys are taking jujitsu.
Yeah.
You're taking jujitsu.
This is a nice live resin. It's white, which is my favorite color.
You're taking flying lessons.
Yeah.
What else? When did you realize you're having a midlife crisis?
I guess because people say that whenever you do anything that's like out of what you've done before. That's like, you know, adventurous. They go, you're having a midlife crisis. And then my thought on that is like, yeah, how could you not?
This is live resin.
Yeah, it's the same thing happens when people go, you've changed. And you're like, yeah, I don't, yeah. It's the whole.
But I think if you're not having a midlife crisis and you're in your 40s, then something's wrong with you.
You're not working hard enough.
No, it means you have no self-awareness. There you go. Yeah. It means you have you're not.
Every time we smoked weed, he would do that. Because one girl was like, oh, isn't it cute when he does that? And finally, after like a year, one of our friends was like, hey man, stop doing that shit. It's annoying. It's like, it's just us. Stop faking. And he was like, it humiliated the guy so much. He was like, the guy that called him out was ostracized. I had to pick a side, and I chose the side of the ostracized guy. I'm pretty sure he died in a train wreck.
Appreciating, like the whole thing about a midlife crisis is you go, oh, I'm going to die, so I need to, you know, do these things because I don't have that much life left.
Justify.
Life is fleeting.
Right. So I'm saying if you're not somebody who, if you're like, oh no, I'm not interested in those things, I'm just going to do everything I've always ever done, then it's almost like
I've abandoned my child. You know, like, and there will be blood. It's going to be that man right there. It's not going to be pretty.
you're saying, I just don't care that this is going to end. So
There's a lot of people that think drinking is their thing.
Oh, Bert, bro, never let them know your next move. But hey, listen, I've actually got a serious take here for you guys. Now, let's pretend that Tom Segura is an average income earner for his age and he's married with 2 kids, which he is. All the things that he thinks are just a midlife crisis kind of aren't really possible anymore. I mean, you can't really get your pilot or helicopter license on an average wage with 2 kids and a wife. All the cars, the traveling, the watches, the personal trainer coming on tour with you and crying because he's so grateful. None of those things are possible. See, this is the thing that really annoys me about Tom. He can't just admit that he's rich and he does all these things because he's rich. There would be nothing wrong with that though, right? Most reasonable people can accept that rich people can afford rich people things and do rich stuff with their time. But Tom's too pretentious to admit that. He can't just sit there and say, you know what, man, the last few years since the pandemic have been pretty big for us, so I can afford to live it up a bit and do things I've always wanted to do. That's how a normal person would view it, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with that. If you've got money, it's your money. But he can't admit that. Instead, it's a midlife crisis, which is apparently something outside of his control. Therefore, he's just got to go with it.
Dude, the courage of people on the internet is
of course. And they don't want
unbelievable.
any of this.
Nah, dog. Show them. Show them what happens.
What's up, dog? You don't want this.
Nuts, man.
Okay, for the life of me, I just cannot understand this. Why does Tom try to flex like that? Seriously, can someone please explain this to me? The guy has the body of a fit 60-year-old man. He's 44. If I honestly saw Tom in the street, I wouldn't look at him and think, wow, that guy's fit, he must work out. He just looks like a normal weight, healthy person. Maybe it's because
we all do.
the guy there that was telling him about the difference between having a drinking problem and just being a party boy. If you have a problem, you keep going hard after the party has stopped. But if you're just a party boy, then once the party's over, you stop drinking. Now take a wild guess which category Bert thinks that he falls into.
I was like, oh yeah, I stop when the party's over.
So you're a partier.
Yeah, I go, the party, I'm not drinking by myself in my room when no one's there and then going like, I'm going to jerk off.
No, the difference is with you is that you are the person who goes, come over, so that the party can keep going.
The number one takeaway
Yeah.
is how often there's a lot.
In category. And credit to midlife crisis.
Look,
Man, you just made me want to drink.
I'm gonna keep looking until I find Bert crying, because he cries all the fucking time, and I'm on a dry streak. This is fun, but I gotta give up for tonight. That's 3 fucking clips, man. This is already pretty long.
You know, it's interesting. I monitor myself. It's easy to do with weight loss, but when you drink a lot, there's a lot of times where your brain will say to yourself, hey, we should have a drink tonight. Like, it's almost like, oh, hey, you know, like, you know, I should have a drink. And then I would quantify that, and then I'd sit with that feeling and then go, what is that? Like, I was trying to figure out what it is. And then there were false ones, like almost like a false limb where you feel an itch.
Yeah.
And it's just like going like, and then those go away real quick.
Like false what? False
feelings of wanting to have a drink.
Oh, I got
It's
you.
like where your brain goes, we should open a bottle of wine tonight. And then you're like, I don't really need that. You know what I'll do? I'm going to get on the treadmill. I'm going to walk. I'm going to watch Full Swing on Netflix. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I'm going to sauna before I go to bed. I'm going to get up. I'm going to push it tomorrow. And you're like, yeah. That's the right thing. You know what? Maybe we'll take a hit of smoke a cigar. That'll be the same feeling. And then there's what you just did to me. Is when they're real. They're real. That's the Lord talking to you.
Yeah.
Where you brought up vodka, and my brain said, we haven't danced with her in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like just her, no soda, no cranberry, just her, just me and her, just me and her on ice. Maybe a little bit of a lime, just to like a boat.
She is a rag doll. She actually does ride me around the house like this. And she is a calico.
in her hair, a flower in her
It was
hair.
good. It was nice, man.
Oh.
It was nice. Yeah.
I want you to remember this. I'm being dead serious. I want you to remember that you did this to me tonight.
Okay.
Good. No, because this one's a real one.
Yeah.
And I haven't had her in a while.
Like a
Okay, who seriously talks about drinking like that? And one of the most entertaining things about Tom and Bert is their hardcore fans, who aggressively defend them. You'll see a few comments here and there on their videos saying, "You guys obviously don't understand comedy, it's just a bit." But here's the thing, what's the bit? What's the joke, apart from laughing at them for being delusional? Is the joke that Tom hates poor people who use wash rags to clean themselves? Okay, so is that funny? I mean, kinda, not really. What about Bert, though? Is the joke that he's an out-of-control 50-year-old man still holding on to his college days? Well, that's sad, isn't it? I mean, it was kind of funny for the first 5 years, but don't you think it's getting a little bit old now? So here's the thing, okay? This is the two bears delusion. Being rich and famous enables Tom and Bert's delusions, and apparently the...
Look at these guys. That fucker. That fucker. They both just got their mouths open for dicks. Mouths are open for dicks. Right there. Alright. I'm giving up. I'm tapping out. Bert's not gonna cry.
Jokes on us. Tom calls it a midlife crisis, but it's really just being rich. And Bert can party all the time because he doesn't have a conventional lifestyle, so it doesn't become antisocial behavior. And when it does, everyone just laughs it off and says, "Oh, classic Bert, he's just so out of control." And like I said at the beginning, every single episode of Two...
Look at these fucking assholes. That's a Jew. Big ass Jew. I mean, that's a guy. That's a fat fuck. That's a guy named Joe Rogan, which, will fucking get you whacked. There's Bert. I'm pretty sure I could get with his wife and get him out of the way. I'm working on it. Alright, I'm going to bed.
The vaccine.
John wasn't sure if he could believe his own eyes. The most retarded, unfunny-ass monkeys late night had become.
John couldn't believe these retarded bigots smashed together in cities would do this. Take the jab? John thought not.
Let me tell you, John wasn't getting the jab, which isn't such a bad deal. It's sad, very sad, but okay. What to do about these freaking spaceships they
kill his ass and, well, please follow and like his horrific videos before he dies.
Hey there, it's Toasty Malone giving a shout out to my boy, Media on Drugs.
I love him.